Round and around we go. Where do we go? Nobody knows, except I do. And today we are talking about short term communication suggestions. When traveling abroad for a short period of time, it seems tedious and bothersome to make a whole new phone number, whole new account, just to communicate back home with your family for only that small period of time. So, here are some ideas to try to circumvent that without putting a big dent in your pocket. Step one is to download these apps so that when you're on Wi Fi, you'll be able to communicate with your people. One option is Google Voice. If you download the app on your phone, you will be able to connect your phone number to your Google Voice. So, Google Voice will make you a whole new number that has a same area code as where you're living. So, what you can do is give this number out to your families to communicate with you. This option is the best option if your family or friends aren't really tech savvy and they don't like downloading apps. So it just makes it easier all the way around for everyone. Option number two that I have is WhatsApp. This app is owned by Meta and is more commonly used in South American and African countries. It's free because it's linked to your phone number as well, just like Google Voice. But your family or friends will have to download the WhatsApp app. This can also work in the destination country if you're trying to make new friends and you want to give them some form of a communication line. This is great as well. So, not only do these apps work for back home, but they can also work for your destination. The next option that I have is Line. Line typically work in more Asian countries. So, if you're here, you should download the Line app. The only country that's really different than that here in Asia is South Korea, and they have like a form of Kakao Talk. So there's Kakao Maps, Kakao Taxi, Kakao Pay. That's like their form of Google, like Google Maps, Google Pay, etc., etc. If you're going to Korea, I recommend Kakao. The next option on the list is Telegram. I heard Telegram is great for Europe, but since I haven't been to Europe, I can't really attest to it. And the final option, which is also part of the Meta family, is Facebook Messenger. Most of my older relatives have Facebook. So, Facebook Messenger is the best way for them to communicate, and they'll be able to do videos with me. That's typically all I ask of this app. Now that we have finished talking about like the apps that you can download to communicate back home or with your destination country, now we have to talk about how to get service onto your phone to use the apps because each app requires internet. First option, the most expensive option, buying your internet at the airport. So at the airport, there are 2 to 3 ways they do it. One way is that you pay for a rental phone and you use that rental phone as a hotspot. So you have internet, but you're using it through there. Some will give you a physical SIM card that you can put into your phone and you'll use that for the duration. Another option is that they give you an eSIM and then they'll give you a timeline on which you can use the eSIM. Once that date and time expires or it goes past, you won't be able to use it. I recommend having a free physical SIM port because some countries aren't able to give the eSIMs out yet. A downside to this one is you have to be at the airport during their opening times. So if you have a flight delay or a cancellation, it won't work. Option two is probably going to be the second most expensive option, and that is doing an addition onto your phone plan, which is just adding in international roaming. This saves you from having to do another SIM card because the phone company, they have partnered with international cellular service companies to give you data. So they'll give you like instructions on how to use it for a fee of being added on to the monthly pay. I think the lowest price I've seen for one is $5. I think it's 3 GB for 5 days usage using Mint Mobile. And then it can go up to about $45, I think, with AT&T or T-Mobile. I didn't have the best luck with it, but I was on Metro PCS and I paid about $20 a month. It didn't work. I couldn't explain how to make it work, so I gave up on that because of my experience. However, if you look on the internet, other people will tell you the successes for it. There's a way to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. So please don't be discouraged from doing this option. The third option is the option I use currently, and that is to have a data only eSIM. The data only eSIMs just means they give you cellular service, nothing else. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. Depending on which eSIM data service company you use, it can vary between maybe $15, $7, maybe 30 something dollars. The big three that I know were Airlo, Holofly, and Maya. I use Airlo. When I first have it, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very smooth. It kind of slowed down, but not enough for me to try to find another competitor. I typically buy the 10 gigabytes for 30 days and it costs about $28. I'm very happy with it. You can do a lot with it depending on if you're big on social media, trying to upload, or if you have data at your hotel. I feel like it's more than enough to get you by on maps, some light communication. Just as long as you don't do video calling, your internet should be fine. There might also be another option that is free to use, such as Wi-Fi calling. So currently, a lot of phone companies in the US are enabling Wi-Fi calling, which means you're still able to text and communicate with your friends using your original phone number on Wi-Fi. The way to activate that is to go into your settings on your phone, search up Wi-Fi calling, see if you can toggle it on, give them an emergency address. You can turn it on and then you're able to make phone calls using Wi-Fi. So, if you don't want to download the eSIMs, you don't want to download the apps, you can just wait until you get back to your hotel with Wi-Fi, then call up your family using your phone. This also works for iPhones because they do iMessaging and FaceTime calls with Wi-Fi. And that's it. So round and around we go. Where did we go? We went and we talked about short term communication ideas. And I'll see you around for the next episode.